This video, I'm going to show you how to work with the Google Sheet template for the Google Lens product sourcer automation. First of all, you should have a link to the Google Drive folder for the Google Lens sourcer. Once you open that link, you should arrive at the folder, and depending on how you have your layout set, you might be able to view the contents as a list, or you might be viewing them as icons or thumbnails. So I would like to view these as a list. So make sure it's on that list to layout. And for one, there is a Chrome extension file if you want to install as a Chrome extension. That is how I started out, but I now recommend running it as a workflow from the actual open source automation, because you can set defaults, which I'll show you in another video, and also you can see the error logs and things like that. It just makes it easier to use. The other two files are the actual templates that we are focusing on. So the first template is 1.0, the other one is version 2.0. So I'll go ahead and open the first template, and once I double click that, it does open up, and you'll notice that it says view only. So what a lot of people end up doing is clicking on this and then requesting edit access. You cannot do this, or rather I cannot grant you this edit access, or rather I won't, because then you would be editing my original copy that other people also have to be able to open. So rather what you have to do is go to File and then Make a Copy. And what you're doing is you're creating a separate copy on your own Google account that is completely separate from the original. It's an exact duplicate, but it is completely separate. However, when you do this, this folder is still my folder. So you need to click and change this folder location to My Drive, and then select My Drive. And this is My Drive, on which is going to be your drive, rather. Okay, My Drive will be your drive from your perspective on your Google account, right? And then you'll go ahead and make a copy, and you will be making a copy of the Google Sheet on your own drive. Now I will go back and I will do the same for version 2.0, because I do just want to explain the differences between these two. So let me see if I can get back into the folder to look at version 2.0. I do have an issue with something that I need to move. Okay, and now I can get to 2.0. And here's version 2.0. Now with version 2.0, it's the same thing. View only again. You don't have to use both of them, but I am doing both of them because I want to explain both. Then click on File. Again, I'll do Make a Copy, and it does. Now the difference with this version 2.0, immediately you'll see the difference, which is that it says Attached Apps Script File. Okay, so version 2.0 has actual code written into it for a couple macros, things that I wanted to automate. Version 1.0 does not. So it's going to warn you that it has this app script inside of it. You can still click Folder and change the folder to My Drive, select, and then click Make a Copy. Okay. Then you'll have another copy. Now, it appears that I have, let's see, this is the view only copy, still open, of 1.0. So I'll go ahead and close that original 1.0. And what else do I need to close here? And I'll close the original 2.0. And now I just have the copies that I made onto my own drive. So now, 1.0 only has a product sheet. This is a product sheet where you will add the products and then you will get results, and there's no code on it. So for people who just want to, like, you just want to source Amazon, a source eBay, a source of a particular website or whatever, get your results, but you don't want, any code. You don't want to allow any code to be running on your account or on your Google Sheet. you can use this file and there will be no code running. You won't have to give any permission. This allow access is different. This only has to do with the image, meaning when it so you just click allow access. That's just because there's an equal image formula, and that just means show me what the image looks like. That's all equal image does, is you put an image URL and it shows you what the image looks like. Okay, so you're not really granting anything when you click allow access for that. Okay, and again, I'm talking about 1.0, right? So there's no code to do here. Now, on version 2.0, however, there is code. Again, it's still allow access, which has to do with the images. But on this, there's code, and the reason why there's code is because of this map sheets section, where it will automatically, it has some maps in it that help you to take the data. I'll show you in another video that when you download the data, the products from a website, that it will put the data in place for you, so you don't have to like manually try to copy and paste it here. I mean, you can do that, but it just saves you some of that trouble. So I created some maps ahead of time, and this is a whole mapping, automated mapping sheet. And by the way, this automated mapping template, this is something you can actually add to other. I have a separate resource you can access. You can access this separately, where you can actually incorporate this into other Google Sheets that you use if you want to be able to automate mapping data a little better. It's something that I've been working on. That's a separate thing from the Google Lens Sourcer, but you can use it on other Google Sheets. Okay, it is designed for that purpose. So I provide the code and I provide the template for it as well. All right, so that is the difference with 2.0, that it has that map sheets, which requires code in it. And so you have to then allow the code to run on the account when you're ready to use it, which means you have to grant access for a script to run. It also has this supplier products and supplier results sheets, which means that instead of sourcing, say, Amazon or eBay, you will start at the supplier, bring that data in here, and then map it to a marketplace, like find results on other online stores. I have to explain that more in another video where I can really focus on it, but basically it gives you more. The difference is really just in the formulas that they calculate profit from the supplier side, comparing it to, say, Amazon, for instance, or to eBay, rather than starting on Amazon and comparing it to the suppliers. It just gives you two different directions to work with. So, by the way, you can use that feature without granting access for this code over here. Okay, so if you want to use 2.0 but you just don't want to use the map, you don't have to use this map process to map the data. You can just use, adding your own data here, copy and pasting the data, and just getting the results with the Google Lens Sourcer. Okay, but all this becomes a lot more clear in the actual demonstrations of the Google Lens Sourcer. But that is basically what you have to do to set up the Google Sheets. You basically just have to open the Google Sheet and then make a copy onto your own drive. That is the main thing that you need to do. And I just wanted you to understand the differences between these two different Google Sheets. You may have noticed that the address bar is cut off in this video, so you're not seeing the actual tabs on the browser as I'm switching tabs. Just just be aware of that. I am switching tabs. You just can't actually see the tabs. I want you to use the link that is provided somewhere around this video to go ahead and access the Google Lens Sourcer. So use the link in order to access it. If you're watching this as on YouTube, you might be able to find that link in the description of the video, or you may be able to find it by clicking on the name of the channel and then finding the links that are on the name of the channel on the channel page. But if you're watching this as a course on Gumroad, then the links should be right above the video, where you can access them there. And if you're watching this on any other platform, you can just look around the video, or you can just go to the closest website link that I have and navigate to the resource. So that's about it. I will have another video where I will explain how to actually use these templates get the data in the template and use them with the Google Lens Sourcer.